Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Wide With Declan. As always, we will discuss NASCAR-related topics, so let's get right into it. So, a little bit of a short on news this week. Most of the news was just ordinary driver announcements, drivers going to different places, so this will be a little bit of a shorter episode. No major news stories this week. And we got a couple good races out at Darlington this past weekend. We saw that amazing last lap pass on an overtime restart. I thought it was going to be a battle of the Cup drivers, Ross Chastain and Carson Hocevar, but something broke on the Hocevar truck with, I believe, like 3 or 4 laps to go, and spun that truck out, got it into the wall. And then on the first overtime, there was a crash. And on the second overtime, Corey Heim put scuffs on, and he restarted a little bit further back, but he drove his way all the way up and got by the 45 of Chastain to steal the win and get back into Truck Series victory lane for the first time in 2026. Now, in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, it was the Kyle Larson show for the first 2 stages. Kyle Larson won the pole and dominated the first 2 stages, I believe leading every single lap in those first 2 stages. All 90 laps across the first 2 stages were led by the 88. But then Larson's car started to fade, took the lead for a little bit of a run in the final stage on teammate Justin Allgaier, but then the caution came out for a crash, setting up a late restart. Larson had a terrible pit stop that dropped him back to 5th and was never able to recover back to the lead. So Allgaier drove away on the restart, and Allgaier got the lead on the restart and never looked back. Justin Allgaier got his second O'Reilly Auto Parts Series win of 2026. And then on the Cup Series, the Darlington with the 750 package, Tyler Reddick had battery issues early. There's a lot of it was a really good race. There was a lot of passes. There was a lot of comers and goers. Like, those RFK cars were really the class of the field all day, especially the 6 and the 17. But I feel those RFK Fords were the class of those two RFK Fords there, especially the 6 and the 17 were the classes of the field. And Reddick kind of just hung in there and made his move when it mattered most, which I feel was really good and just cements another chapter to the absolute dominant start to the year that 45 has had for 2026. Now we look ahead to this weekend in Martinsville, where it's just the Cup Series and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in action. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series does not get any new packages. There are some favorites to look out for in that race. Look for Taylor Gray. Came oh so close to win here last spring, but got wrecked in the final turn, but did get his redemption in the fall. Yeah, he's my bit of a sleeper pick. Hasn't been quite the start to the year that he's wanted, but slowly starting to get back up there, and look for him to be a top contender look for him to be a contender for a chase spot. Made the chase last year, but was eliminated when he won that fall race. But I do expect him to have a good run this week. And then another guy I'd look out for, someone who's won here before is Justin Allgaier to get his 3rd win of the year. We've seen the speed out of those JRM cars. Rajah Caruth is back in the 88, so it won't be a Cup spoiler in the 88. And so I'm gonna pick another Joe Gibbs racing driver to look out for is the 20 of Brandon Jones. He's won here before, been really good. He's really good at 3 specific racetracks: Darlington, Martinsville, and Kansas. So Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, and Taylor Gray are your 3 to look out for in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series this week. Now on to the Cup Series, where we have Tyler Reddick. Will he continue his hot streak? I don't think so. Martinsville is a little bit of a weaker racetrack for Tyler Reddick. I do expect him to run well here, but don't expect him to get the win. Some other drivers I could see getting the win are Christopher Bell, who has been really fast here. And the main thing that I'm really excited for this Sunday is the first true short track race with the 750 package. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Expect the Gibbs cars to be really fast. We've seen those Toyotas have speed all year. They've been the best manufacturer this season so far. Toyota winning 5 out of the first 6 races. The only one that wasn't a Toyota was Ryan Blaney back at Phoenix. So Toyota has been the dominant manufacturer here of 2026. And when will Chevrolet, one of the biggest questions in the garage going into this week, when will Chevrolet get their first win? It's kind of uncharted territory, a Chevy going this far into the year with no victories to show for it. So Hendrick Motorsports, they've been a little off par. Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Chase Elliott have all been fast. But other than that, what is there? There's Trackhouse. Their equipment's been subpar to start the year, and they have a rookie in they have an inexperienced Cup rookie, a guy who's inexperienced in Cup, driving one of their cars. Although I do expect them to get better. The Chevys to eventually find victory lane as the season comes on, as they start to figure out this new body. But it's just uncharted territory how far Chevrolet has gone in the Cup Series without a victory. So that's it for this week on 4 Wide with Declan. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and bye for now.